Damn, it's my time. I waited my time, but I stayed on the grind. And the bag getting bigger. They say I'm that nigga. 5-figure nigga. What's special about it? Straight out the street, I get more from a bag than I do a feet. Don't mind the name on the bag, it's so deep. Come get a baggage from me. I'm moving bags in my seat. I'm moving bags in the week. 7 days. I'm mad tax on the sheet. Yeah. I'm mad tax to the sheet. How the hell you get that car? Why the hell you get that watch? Why the hell you hit that block? How you get away from the cop? How the hell you wreck that car? I heard you on the drop. I heard you finna drop. I heard you finna pop. Wait on it. Stay there like take out your weight on it. I'm finna take out your weight on it. Billy a threat, I'ma lay on it. Don't put your clock, bitch, I stay on it. Granddaddy cause she got gray on it. Been in the field, I got hay on me. Snuck in the club with a J on me. Ready to bust like a K on me. I got a K. I'm making plays. I'm making plays. I have a B in my J's. What they say fit for 3 days. I ain't even touching my face. Instead of counting my days, I'm starting to make this shit count. I started counting my money. She started making a bounce. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I served her a gram. She came back around and said I wanted an ounce. Thought it was a finesse, but then I realized bro bitches be running their mouth. Already know how the gang goes. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? That pussy sweet like mango. Oh man, we probably having issues with the notifications again. I want to be called Tango. About did it be, but I ain't go. Yeah. It's crazy. Back in this bitch. I got the sack like a Mac. Yeah, attacking this bitch. I walk in the club like I walk in the bank. I got my racks in this bitch. Yeah. All these packages. Look like I might have to start this joint over again. It's crazy, man. Like, what in the world is going on, man? Like, 16. Like, wow. Or they going through something, man. It's just taking a long time for people to get their stuff. Wow. It's crazy, man. Like, how y'all doing today? For my people that got their notifications. You got notified? Okay. You've been watching my videos all day. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh, I appreciate it. We'll talk with Monica. Yeah, I'm trying to get this thing set up, man. Like, I guess we just have to play the little waiting game until people start, you know, dropping in this joint. Insane. No notification. That's crazy. So all of y'all got notifications except for one person in here? Wow. Sending love from Israel. I appreciate that. Let me turn my camera on. This shit right here is stupid. Yeah, man. It's crazy, man, that it has to be like this, you know? Like 28 people. I might start it over, y'all. Like, I'll be real with you. Like, this right here ain't gonna get it, man. I'm gonna stop going live, dog. Like you didn't get a notification? You saw it on the homepage? Okay. Yeah, I gotta have the bell on. But I mean, I know people do. This just randomly happened like this week. This week, man, nobody's been getting their notifications at all. Hey, what's up with you? Yeah, it's a little different. I haven't experienced it to this point. Video.
You made 28 minutes ago. Okay, so y'all all getting here different ways. Nobody's really. It's not too many people getting here by notifications. Wow. All right, I'm gonna start this thing one more time. I'm gonna start it one more time. Okay, so it's not like this is crazy. You saw it under your subscription. First you should come. Okay, man. No notifications. Just saw it scrolling on my homepage by chance. Wow. I had them on all. Y'all watching? You watching from Dublin, Ireland? Y'all see my energy kind of low. Like once I seen this shit happen again, it's kind of blowing me up. Like wow. You said you reverted back to sometimes. It's crazy. Your videos always cheer me up on my bad days. Love you, Dre. Stay awesome. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Genie boy, I appreciate it. This is crazy, bro. I gotta like send this to YouTube, man. I gotta definitely send this to YouTube. I gotta definitely record this and like send it to him. Like, look, man, see what y'all doing to me? Yeah, y'all remember the time that I said though? I gave y'all a couple minutes, man. I gave y'all a couple minutes to see what it was gonna be. You ain't missed nothing. You ain't missed nothing. We ain't even start nothing, man. Like this stream right here is just like nobody got notifications. I'm gonna have to make a video just talking about this. You made it, okay? Germany in the house. Hey, where everybody from right now, man? We gonna continue, bro. I ain't gonna waste nobody's time on here. We already on here. It is what it is, man. Okay, I appreciate that, Monica. Stay up. Yeah, I'm gonna stay up. Yeah, I get bothered just like anybody else, but you know, I'm cool. I'm cool. It's just like something that you work so hard for, you don't like for it to get, you know, shat on. Now everybody really starting to go through this joint. Yeah, North Carolina in the house, Egypt here, Florida, Philly, Maryland, Cali, Turkey, Atlanta, Georgia, Wisconsin, Georgia, LA. Okay, upstate New York. Okay, what part? Niagara Falls. That's where I'm from. Finally caught alive. Yeah. Atlanta, Columbus, Ohio. What's up, G? The Netherlands. Barbados, Texas in the house. United Kingdom. Crazy. Massachusetts. Ooh. Oh, okay. Michigan. I'm gonna say Michigan. Shit. Ain't gonna try to say that first one. Alright, man, we're gonna get into this video, man. Let's go ahead and get this thing cracking. It's crazy. Boom! And I'm gonna let y'all pick the next one, so y'all go ahead and be thinking about that.
Hello guys, time for scary videos. Today with a pretty unsettling shadow encounter in the home of a man and a creepy haunting in the house of a family. Now let's buckle up and stay frosty. The following video was uploaded to Reddit by user The Clownin. He wrote that this clip was shown to him by a family member. She had been hearing strange noises in the downstairs portion of her house, so she set up this camera to keep an eye on things from the rooms upstairs. Since this is an older building, paranormal activity had of course been considered as a possibility. The uploader tells us that nobody was downstairs during the time this clip was recorded. Let's take a look.
Oh shit. Yeah, I definitely moved the fuck out then.
A shadow figure is seen moving from the center of the living room towards the doorway and disappears seemingly behind the wall. We can see that the camera's motion detection feature even picks up on the movement of the shadow. Could this be causing the strange noises in the house? What do you guys make of this possible entity sighting? Is it a ghost? Or is there another explanation for it?
Yeah, I'll probably do one tonight if I got time.
Looking into the haunting of Ola Peter. Peter and his brother had been spending some time at their great-grandparents' house when suddenly the power went out for no logical reasoning. Their mother and grandmother leave briefly to go buy some candles at the gas station nearby, leaving the boys alone. Strange activity had been experienced in the house before, and it was believed by the family that there was at least one spirit inhabiting the home. Potentially the spirit of the great-grandfather that sadly had passed away. Peter decides to start filming around the dark house while his parents are away. The boys head to the terrace in the back of the house to use the washroom. And this is when they first encounter something possibly paranormal.
Y pues estamos aquí, esas son las... Mi abuelito, espérense, no sean chillones, no va a pasar nada. Y esas son las cenizas de mi bisabuelo, porque pues desgraciadamente él ya falleció. Y el baño está allá. El baño, mi hermano quiere hacer pipí, pero el baño está allá. Y mi abuela nos dijo que cuidáramos.
Oh shit.
Mi abuelo nos dijo
He didn't see that?
que cuidáramos aquí su casa en lo que ellas iban.
He didn't see that? Wow.
A dark shadow is seen moving quickly out of sight, as though it is hiding from the two boys.
That's startling because that shit is so big. Pause.
The next video was also filmed at Peter's great-grandparents' house. This time, the boys noticed some loud banging and strange noises coming from the roof of the house. And so, they went outside to try and capture whatever was responsible for all the noise. Let's take a look at what was captured.
Ay, no puede ser.
Loud banging and strange scratching noises can be heard from above Peter, and when he aims the camera to the right, a dark shadow can be seen moving across the roof. Could this be the same shadow figure seen in the first video?
No sabemos. Y pues no tengan miedo. No pasa nada. Abuelito, ¿si estás aquí? Siéntate con nosotros. Si estás aquí,
What in
preséntate
the
con
fuck
nosotros.
is that?
Somos tus nietos.
It's your grandkid. Oh shit! Look, that's that. Oh man, that's that type of shit I don't like. Don't hit the corner on me like that. Shit! What about jumped out of my skin?
Peter actually tries to interact with the entity, inviting it to present itself to him. but he may actually get more than he bargained for. Viewers have said that the energy in this video is very negative, and many do not believe this to be the great-grandfathers. They also believe this entity might be taking advantage of the fact that there were no adults present, as many demons have been known to connect first with children and using that to get to the adults in the family. But what do you think? Has Peter truly captured something paranormal in these videos?
That's sinister. Gotta watch your kids, man. Around here chasing ghosts and shit. Yeah, I think y'all
The next clip was uploaded to Reddit
that's
by
your granddaddy.
user Squish Muffins. She writes that this was captured by her neighbor's bedroom security camera while they were out of town for the weekend. They noticed that the camera had picked up some movement one night while they were away, although there were no people or pets in the house the entire time. Squish Muffin states that the house has had paranormal activity occur in the past, so they were quite scared when they realized that there was motion in the supposedly empty house. The owners of the house believe what was captured here was actually the spirit of a woman who is headless, and they point out that if you look closely, you can actually see what appears to be a collar of a dress or shirt on the figure. They also state that they believe the spirit here is sitting up in the bed and then laying back down, as it matches perfectly with the positioning of the bed in the room. It is possible that this is the spirit of someone who either lived in the house in the past or on the land itself. What do you guys think? Is this a paranormal capture?
My question is what the fuck happened to her? See, that's why, bro, before y'all move into houses and stuff like that, make sure that y'all check the history of the house, man. Check the history of the house, because that's crazy right there. That's scary.
Or is there perhaps another logical explanation?
It's probably buried under the house. Probably buried under the house. That's crazy.
This clip comes to us from the Dark Dimension and was filmed in Japan. In the video, a group of friends are on their way to a public bathhouse when they discover it is unexpectedly closed. The group of friends are hanging out and joking around outside the closed bathhouse when they capture something on camera.
What the fuck? But these videos right here, boy.
What appears to be a person is standing next to the cameraman and then disappearing towards the ground. It is not seen ever again. How strange. What do you think happened here? I'm sure this group will think twice in the future if they decide to ever visit the bathhouse again.
You know what? That should be a sin, bro. It should be something in place, bro. You can't upload videos if you got shitty ass quality like this. This is all pixelated. I understand, you know, that y'all trying to be ghost hunters, but you got to get your equipment first. They came in here with the first iPhone trying to record with it.
The next creepy capture was uploaded to Reddit by user Photograph Firm. Photograph wrote this: I was running late for work one night and I was backing out of the driveway. I noticed an odd shape in my window. I snapped a quick picture, but I didn't take the time to really look at it, since, as I said, I was running late. When I finally got to work and took a good look at the photo, I was shocked, but chalked it up to paranoia and tried not to worry, especially since I knew I would be home soon. After my shift, I did a sweep of the house, and I confirmed that there was no way anyone was able to come into the house, and there was no one inside the house either. Every window was locked and I never used the front door, as I always enter through the garage. There was also nothing between the curtains to cause anything that could have created this shape. I don't own any cardboard cutouts, and I live completely alone in a very rural area. As for the history of the house, it is around 200 years old, and I know people have passed away in the house, but I have no information on them. I've experienced other paranormal instances in the house, such as hearing footsteps on the stairs and knocking on doors. This is the first paranormal photo I've ever captured. The way the face is so clear, but also so blank and emotionless, is truly chilling. Could this be the spirit that is causing the strange noises around the house? What do you guys think of this photo? Is this a true paranormal capture, or is there perhaps something else that could explain it away?
Am I the only one that feel weirdly creeped out by that shit right there? It could be a number of things. It could be somebody, the house is like 200 years old. It could be somebody living in his walls. He don't know how that house is built. Then if the people are dead in the house, if they died, bro, he might got bones in the wall. Bro, I'm thinking about all the worst case scenarios. Ain't it? Like when you see some shit like this, now I'm panicking. I got my hands sweating. It's something about this one. I don't like this one.
The next video
you can
comes to
really
us
have
from
a person
the
in your
channel
house for
Mr.
real.
Ghost. Mr. Ghost is a team of paranormal researchers based in Texas. They write that their mission is to seek out allegedly haunted locations, authenticate evidence of the paranormal, research all paranormal stories, and conduct scientific methods, plus metaphysical approaches during investigations. But actually, what makes this sighting so different is that it was captured in one of the investigators' own homes, when the resident received a motion alert from their dining room security camera.
Yeah, big
They
ass
were
house.
truly shocked at the capture.
Yeah, what they do? Hold on, I see something else. Fuck that chair. It's something else, bro. Look directly down, like by the door to the left. Something right there moving. Y'all see it?
A chair is seen sliding from the dining table, pulled by an unseen force. To make things even more unsettling, look out the window on the
That
left.
shit.
Something can be seen moving rapidly outside the window. It's hard to make out the shape of the figure. It is all black and moving sporadically before disappearing again once the chair is pushed back into its original position.
Could be a dog outside in the backyard or something. I don't know, but weird.
Do you believe the shadow in the window and the chair moving are connected? Or just a strange coincidence? Is it possible that the entity was trying to get the attention of someone inside the house? Let me know your thoughts on this one. The following was sent by Bambi, who is a member of the Seven Souls Paranormal team. The team is based in Florida, and Bambi kindly wanted to share the following incident with me. It was captured by their home security camera one night. They noticed that there appeared something strange unfolding right.
Man, if something happened to these people in that house, they're not going to be able to identify anybody that's doing a crime in his house, bro. If you get a home security camera, bro, make sure that you can actually see people's faces. It's absurd.
Right at the sliding glass window. Paranormal events are nothing new for them, and the house is said to be haunted ever
Still gonna be
since
an
they can
unsolved mystery.
remember. Things are being moved around, and doors are opening and closing on their own, but even shadow figures can be seen ever so often. Tonight's capture, however, was even more mysterious.
Oh, shit.
We can clearly make out an apparition that is looking into the sliding glass window. It appears that it is coming inside, and then it disappears towards the outside again. How strange. Bambi also states that they can clearly see a face on that apparition. Can you too?
I can't, but shit. Well, you better get your ass out of my house. Stop playing with me. If you, bro, don't. He looking for a house to hunt.
Whatever was captured that night seemed not to be from this realm.
Yeah, this is too pixelated to even.
Make sure to check the footage out yourself. It is truly haunting.
Oh,
The
man,
following
these damn
clips
shadow
were
people.
shared by user BV1100.
Hey, which ones y'all think is the worst, man? Shadow people, orbs, whoop de whoop whoop. What do y'all think is the worst kind, bro? I think for me, it'd be definitely shadow people, dog. Like doing weird shit, like running at you and stuff, and running up steps, and you can hear them and stuff. Like, nah. I've definitely had that experience with footsteps and stuff like that before. I'll tell y'all a story at the end of this video if you haven't heard it already. It's crazy.
50, who states that he as well is experiencing some really terrifying events unfolding in his own four walls. Ever since moving into his new place, he was visited by strange shadow sightings and was woken up in the midst of night by loud banging noises and furniture that was being pushed
that's these
around.
two again? Oh no,
His
we skipping,
friends
y'all.
never believed him, however. They were certain that he was just joking around. In the uploaded by the user It's Raining Babies, who posts vlogs of his life and experiences. In this video, Raining is going over some haunted events that had been happening in his workplace, Wolfden Brewing. This restaurant is located within an older building, and apparently there have been quite a few paranormal experiences that have occurred here. Raining even says that there is a resident ghost named Jack that is said to haunt the restaurant. The haunting of the Wolfden Brewing pub is so well known that it is also common for restaurant guests to ask about Jack and the other ghosts. Raining says that he doesn't really believe in the paranormal. However, some of these recent events has made him to start think twice.
Now, you could see to the right of the door, there's kind of like a movement right there, and then it proceeds to go like up the stairs. But it could be someone, just walking on the outside on our front porch right there, which is logically what it is. But it almost seems that the camera's kind of bending.
Yeah.
And it bends the staircase a little bit. And then right after it goes to the top of the stairs, the hat seems to jump up before it falls off onto the ground and kind of rolls around. It's very weird. It's something I can't explain.
It was very odd, given the design of the rack. He says it looks as though the head was raised slightly off the hanger before falling, not something that would normally be caused by the wind. Next clip is also taken at the restaurant. This one was taken at Halloween, so we'll notice the decorations. The restaurant puts out an exhibit about the notorious John Wayne Gacy, and the security footage was captured there. The clip shows a painting of Gacy. The hook actually remained in the wall. Notice the way the painting seems to rotate as it falls. There's something very strange about this capture for sure. What do you think? Do you believe that Wolfden Brewing is truly haunted? I certainly do. The following was uploaded to Reddit. The mother in the photo had noticed some strange things happening around her home, such as whispers from other rooms, lights turning on and off on their own, and creaking around the house when no one was walking around. The family had suspected perhaps paranormal activity had been the cause. However, they tried to ignore all these strange occurrences since there was no physical evidence of anyone being inside their home. This all changed one afternoon. The mother was home alone with their small daughter, playing with some puzzle toys and taking photos to show their family members. What she captured was absolutely not what she was expecting.
Did we see this one the other night? That shit is crazy.
A scene peeking out from the cabinets behind the mother.
We seen that one. I think it's probably like that one. I think I can explain that one now. We seen that one the other night, bro. I feel like that was really a person, and they set that up, or they Photoshop and put that head right there. You know what I'm saying?
This video was uploaded by Diego Spikers. Diego has long suspected that his apartment was haunted and actually had caught a few paranormal sightings in the past. You might remember the haunted children's tent. It was not odd for things to move on their own in his home. and for strange sounds to be heard when nobody else was supposed to be home. In particular, it seemed whatever spirit was living in Diego's home had a great interest in children's toys, leading him to believe the spirits of a young kid might be haunting the apartment. One afternoon, Diego had a friend over, and they were just hanging out in the living room when they captured the following.
I know that's not no fucking kid that's standing under that blanket like that, though. That better not be.
Uy, marica, venga. Piseñero, rápido. Uy, no. Marica,
Oh.
perro, lo grabé, venga.
Remember seeing that. We can watch this one again. That creepy ass hand right there.
The hand of a young child can be seen, reaching out from the TV stand, and starts slowly opening the cabinet. But the hand is quickly retracted when Diego starts running towards it. He opens the cabinet, but the entity is nowhere to be seen, and the decorations of the shelves of the TV stands are seen undisturbed. Some viewers have wondered if this could possibly be a child who's traveling between multiple dimensions, and others have wondered if this might not be a child, but rather a darker spirit attempting to seem friendly. What do you make of this capture? A child
that
or
could
something
be, that
much
could
more
be it.
dangerous?
That right there could be that definitely could be it right there. Wow, think about that. Trying to get you closer to them so this motherfucker can get you. You're like, oh, this is a nice ghost. Yeah, it's a really nice ghost. She just, just minding her business. And then all of a sudden, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. You said it's fake? Could be. It's whatever you make it. It's whatever you make it. It could be fake. It could be CGI. One of them could be, honestly, it could be a fucking content creator that know how to edit real good, and you can animate stuff like that if you want. But it's harder than what you think it is. It's harder than what you think it is. Some of y'all just think like, I'm gonna get on here and edit. How many people in here know how to edit videos? Y'all know, it ain't that easy to do all that stuff, man. But it's possible. Anything's possible. I don't know if there's nice ghosts. I don't care to meet a ghost. Period. For real. Like I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Like, bro, I'm so confused about that. I want to. But I have experiences in the past where I don't want to like relive that. I try to push that far in the back of my mind. Like, we was at this college, and it was like a old gymnasium, and then they had classes connected to it. It was like some old shit, real old shit from like the 1800s, man. That's what it looked like. And nobody uses the building. It's used as like a storage unit now, really. And me and the other students and stuff, they said it was haunted, and we wanted to go check it out. So we get into the building, and you hear stuff fall off shelves. We're all in the same room, so it's nobody playing a joke or anything. Then all of a sudden, you hear the front door close. Mind you, we had a rock, a big heavy rock. It was at least like 30 pounds holding the door open. Holding the door open. All of a sudden, the door closed. That's how you know shit real. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know shit real. Then all of a sudden, I look up. Y'all know that the top piece in schools, that top piece of the door, that's like real skinny, that you can see through, is there for no fucking reason, but they got it up there like somebody's that tall. Bro, I kid you not. We was in the hallway, and something is staring at us. Something is like that tall, staring at us. I'm not tripping. Maybe my mind, I don't know. Maybe my mind made this up because it was already creepy and the door closed. My mind was probably like freaking out, but everybody seen that. So we're just not making that up ourselves. Like, it was crazy, bro. We had to get the fuck up out of there. Go on. You said me and Art of Kicks. What you talking about? I got some big things coming, y'all. Got some big things coming. We definitely got some big things coming. We got some things in the work. Y'all gonna be surprised. Y'all gonna be surprised, man. I wonder if somebody in the chat gonna get it right. What's coming next? It's crazy. Hey, your boy's been working, man. Like, I've been in touch with you know, some different creators, some, you know, and I'm gonna start doing different shit, man. So y'all think people just talking. You have to set these things up. Especially it's gonna be my first time. I'm just hinting. Nah, it wasn't a person, bro. Wasn't nobody that tall. It wasn't. Hey, y'all gonna tune in for it? Yeah, look, y'all better run them shits up. Cause if y'all don't watch, man, you don't watch those, bro. Look, man, I don't know what to tell you. It's gonna be coming. It's coming. It's gonna be coming, yo. Believe me. All right, we're gonna see. Look, we're gonna do another video too. Y'all think it's cap? Okay. All right, so look. Let's get into another one. What we watching, y'all? Hey, y'all know I got a rat tail, bro. Y'all wanna see how long it is? Look, I don't know if y'all seen it in videos, bro. Look at this shit. I remember I had the beard dread at first. Y'all know I don't be giving a damn. I do it whatever I want to. You feel me? Other people can't do it because they ain't got the sauce. They ain't got the courage to do it, bro. I'm so secure in myself, bro. I don't give a damn. I'm rocking this shit. I'm gonna grow it long too. What color should I dye it? I think I'm gonna do like blonde or something just to piss people off. Oh, so y'all want me to do some videos of Art of Kicks? Y'all keep saying that. Y'all, a lot of y'all be DMing me too on Instagram about that. Y'all really want me to do a y'all want me to do a collab with him or something? I think out of most of the people that's on the internet, I could feel comfortable with that one. So I see what we can do. Cause he seemed like a cool person. So he don't seem like one of these self-absorbed assholes creators that's about they self. I just, you know, I avoid working with other people because it tends to be drama. They will kill you, bro. They gonna shut my channel down, boy. Look, I'm gonna show y'all. Look, I'm gonna show y'all. I've been trying to upload videos all day. I'm gonna show you what they've been doing to me. I'm gonna put y'all on game again real quick. Go ahead, load this up. So, I just uploaded a couple more videos. I'm gonna show y'all what they doing. So this is what we waiting for. I'm gonna be completely transparent with y'all, so y'all not in the dark. You know, like he's not posting. We don't have videos. Look, I'm about to show y'all something. So this right here, people, my lovely people, is more videos that I just uploaded. More videos that I just uploaded that I gotta wait. You see this right here? 7 days for them to look at these things now. It's even more than yesterday than what I showed y'all. Look at this shit. It's crazy. It's crazy, but whatever, man. So I've been working. Just to let y'all know, I gotta show y'all my proof of me working. But you said Mr. Ballin'? Hey, yeah. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. All right, let me find this next one. I'm talking about. I wish it was some juicy ass drama going on right now, man. We can look at that live. Yeah, and some drama. I feel like being messy, man. What's drama out here, bro? I start a whole nother live. We call it messy something. We'll do a messy Monday. I know a couple other creators do that already, but shit, ain't no other thing that you can say for a Monday. Alright, hold on. That's 6. Alright, since we already started with these, we might as well end the stream with, you know, scary videos and shit. You said Mr. Ballin though? Can't be that one we seen last time. That shit was terrible. Hold on, I'm trying to find it, y'all. I'm getting there. Oh no, that's too long. Pause. King sneaks into the cave of death. Why would you do that? All right, let's watch this one.
Even if the beginning of this sometimes the
All right, y'all ready? Let's get it. Y'all had enough to get your little bathroom break, popcorn.
truth is stranger than fiction. And today we're going to look at 3 stories that demonstrate that. But before we get into today's stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload 3 or 4 times every week. So if that's of interest to you, please offer to teach the like button how to drive in your car, and then on the day of their first lesson, show up in your 18-speed transmission semi-tractor trailer truck. Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. All right, let's get into today's stories. Just after midnight on June 22nd, 1991, Charles Holden was on his way home from work when he decided to stop at a fast food restaurant near his house in Harrington, Delaware. After grabbing a quick bite to eat, Charles left the store and got back in his truck. He turned it on and he was about to drive out of the lot when he stopped because there was this man running towards him, waving, trying to flag him down. So Charles put his truck back in park and he rolled his window down to see what this guy wanted. And when this stranger got close enough, he told Charles that his sister was having a baby and he needed a ride to the hospital, which was about 20 minutes away. Charles couldn't tell if this guy was lying. It was super late. He didn't know this guy, and he just had a bad feeling about him. And so he told him, "No, I'm sorry. It's too late. I gotta get home. It's too far out of the way." The stranger immediately looked dejected and turned around and started walking away. And as Charles was watching him go, he felt bad and said, "You know what? Hey, come back here. I'll give you a ride part of the way there." And so the stranger smiled, hopped in his passenger seat, and they took off. Charles drove him approximately 3 miles in the direction he had asked to go before pulling over on the side of the road and telling him, "This is as far as I'm going to take you." Charles lived only about a block away, and he didn't want to drive too far away from home so late at night. But the stranger, upon hearing he was being let out so soon, suddenly became angry and began fumbling in his pocket like he was going to get a knife or some sort of weapon, and he starts screaming at Charles, "Hand over your keys, hand over your wallet, or I'm going to kill you." Charles, meanwhile, was on edge, just being being in the car with this guy because he had a bad feeling about him, and so he immediately jumped into action. He turned off his truck, he ripped the keys out of the ignition, and he leapt out of his truck and started running. Charles saw way off in the distance was a convenience store, and he figured he could run to there and get some help. But as he's running, he turns around and sees the stranger has also leapt out of the car and was now sprinting up to him with a screwdriver in his hand. And this stranger was running really fast. He was gaining on Charles, and soon Charles realized he wasn't going to make it to the convenience store before this guy caught up to him. And so at some point, Charles just stops, he turns around and he puts his hands up and he says, okay, I'll give you a ride wherever you want to go, and then you can have my keys, my wallet, you can have anything you want. And so the stranger runs right up to Charles and he stops and he smiles because he's very pleased with this result. And he pokes him with the screwdriver and kind of gestures for him to go back to the truck. So Charles walks back to the truck with the stranger right behind him with the screwdriver periodically poking him in the back. They finally get to the vehicle and the stranger tells Charles to get in the car and then wait. But as soon as Charles sat down, he fired up his truck and sped off before the stranger could hop in the passenger side door. And so Charles is flying away from this guy. He looks in his rear view mirror and he can see the guy is chasing after him with a screwdriver held over his head, but he sees the stranger at some point just stops, turns around and walks away. Charles was totally relieved that he had escaped this horrible encounter, and he was thinking about calling the police, but ultimately decided he wouldn't because it was his decision to allow some stranger to get in his car in the middle of the night.
Right, all because your ass couldn't run fast enough. Ain't that about some shit? You should have took PE a little bit more serious in school, sir. Yeah, got your ass caught. You running from somebody with a screwdriver, bro. You gonna need more than a screwdriver. Like, that ain't gonna scare me.
And so Charles kind of blamed himself for the whole ordeal. What Charles was concerned about, though, was where he had ditched the stranger was not far from his house, and he was worried if he just turned around and drove right back to his house, that this guy could recognize the truck and then follow him to his house, and then who knows what could happen.
Right.
And so Charles decides he's just going to stay outside of town and drive around for a while to make sure this stranger is long gone by the time he comes back. So after about an hour of doing just that, driving around outside of town, Charles goes back into Harrington, Delaware, and he gets on his street and he's shocked when he sees the stranger who had just tried to kill him is walking down the road right in front of him. But luckily, the stranger did not hear or see Charles pull onto his street, and so Charles immediately throws it in reverse and he gets out of there and he drives off. At this point, Charles decides he needs to tell police because he doesn't know if this stranger actually knows him and that maybe he's targeting him and he's waiting for him at his property. And so he calls 911 and he tells the dispatcher about what had happened earlier and how this guy is now lurking around his property. And the dispatcher tells him they'll send an officer out to him. And so a few minutes later, an officer showed up at the payphone where Charles was, and they told Charles they would escort him back to his property, and if the stranger was still out in the area, they would arrest him. And so the two of them made their way back to Charles's property. They get there, the stranger's long gone, and then Charles goes into his house. There's no sign of a break-in. There's no sign that anyone was near his property.
Somebody in this house, ain't it? This is bullshit.
So Charles thanks the officer. He feels totally relieved. But before the officer leaves, he asks him if he wouldn't mind doing a quick sweep of his mother's property. She lived right behind Charles on the other side of some bushes. He told the officer her name was Dorothy. She was 70 years old and she lived alone. And he just wanted to make sure nothing happened to her. So the officer said, no problem, I'll go check in on her. So the officer leaves Charles and goes across his backyard through those bushes into Dorothy's backyard. And right away, he can see the back window on the back door has been smashed and the door itself is slightly ajar. So the officer draws their pistol and they go up and they enter the house and they look inside. They're yelling for Dorothy, but there's no answer. It's totally dark in the house. It's totally silent. And so after searching the first floor and finding nothing, they make their way up the flight of stairs and they find blood at the top of the landing. And they follow this trail of blood and it brings them into one of the bedrooms where a woman is sprawled out on a bed. It was Dorothy. She had been stabbed to death. It would turn out after Charles had ditched the stranger and sped off without him, the stranger, whose name was Gilbert Cannon, began looking for a place to sleep.
Oh,
and
this
the house
real.
he ultimately selected just happened.
This shit real. Oh, look, man, look. I'm just listening to the story. This shit was creepy, but that shit real. Look at him.
to
Hey, that's how he's catching up on it. He's black. He's right. I mean, most black people can run kind of fast, man. Let's be truthful.
B.
Shit.
Charles's mother's house.
That's why he was catching
After
him.
Gilbert broke in through her back door, he saw Dorothy coming down the steps to confront him, and because he was worried she'd be able to identify him, he attacked her with a screwdriver. Gilbert would later tell police that the attack on Charles was completely random. He was just at this fast food restaurant, he saw Charles get into his truck, and he thought to himself, if I can get in that guy's truck, I bet I can rob him. And then after this failed robbery, when Gilbert is out looking for a place to sleep and he breaks into this house and this woman comes down the stairs that he attacks and kills, he has no idea that this woman, Dorothy, is Charles's mother. The entire night was one big horrible coincidence. Gilbert would plead guilty to the murder and would be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Oh,
In
that's
1949, 15-year-old problem child Ken Rex McElroy dropped out of school and moved to a tiny farming town called Skidmore, Missouri. There, he began his life of crime, which consisted primarily of theft. At night, he would drive his truck onto Skidmore residents' property, and he would steal their livestock, alcohol, grain, food, antiques, anything he could get his hands on and that he could sell, he would take. And if the owners ever caught him in the act, he would just raise his rifle at them and tell them to go back inside and never report it to the police or he would kill them. And because Rex was this big 270-pound monster of a man who was known for having a bad temper and for being really aggressive, people generally just did what he asked and his crimes went totally unreported. In the rare...
Man, people like that, man, you know what, y'all? I ain't telling y'all to do this on your own time, but people like that, sometimes you just have to slap the fuck out of them, like to get them to understand that, stop playing with you, Big bullies, man. I can't stand bullies.
instances that victims would report Rex's crimes to police, Rex would begin intimidating them and their family by staking out their houses at all hours of the night, or he would just walk directly up to these victims and he would say, "I will kill you if you testify against me." And if none of those tactics worked, Rex used some of his illegal money to hire one of the very best defense lawyers in the entire state, a lawyer who had famously represented the mob, and he would step in and get Rex off of virtually any charge, including the time Rex actually did shoot one of the owners who caught him in the act. Over the years, Rex would use these fear and intimidation tactics not just to make money, but also to prey on young women and girls. In the 1970s, when Rex was in his 40s, he began stalking a local Skidmore girl who was 12 years old named Trina. After assaulting her dozens of times, Rex learned her family was going to be pressing charges against him. So Rex burned down Trina's family's house and killed the family dog, and then threatened to kill the entire family unless they signed paperwork that would legally marry their daughter Trina to Rex. This would protect him legally in case they pressed any charges against him. After the family finally relented and signed off on the marriage, Trina was forced to come live with Rex at his house, and within 2 years she became pregnant. After the birth of her child, she took her baby and tried to run away from Rex, and she ran back to her family's new house, and she was hiding there, but Rex tracked her down, he took her and their baby back, and then Rex proceeded to burn her family's house down again, and again killed their new family dog. By the end of the 1970s, Rex wasn't only just the most hated person in Skidmore, he was the most destructive person. He had hurt so many people in town, but it seemed like no one could do anything about it. It was like he was untouchable. Then a single piece of candy changed everything. In 1980, one of Rex's children was at a local grocery store in Skidmore when they were caught stealing a piece of candy. When the shopkeeper asked the child to put the candy back, they refused, and it caused this huge fight, and before long, Rex has found out about this huge fight, and Rex, instead of being upset with his child for stealing, he becomes enraged that the shopkeeper had the audacity to accuse his child of a crime. And so Rex began stalking the owner of the store, a 70-year-old man named Bo, along with the rest of Bo's family. At all hours of the night, Rex would just show up in front of their house with a gun slung across his lap, and he would fire shots into the air, and then during the day, he would walk right up to Bo and he would tell him, "I'm going to kill you." And so Bo and his family knew it was only a matter of time before Rex did become violent.
Well, what y'all think gonna happen next? I ain't seen this one. If you seen it, don't say nothing. Like, this dude right here is a problem, people. That's crazy. This dude is a problem. What's gonna happen next? I feel like the old dude gonna get him. I feel like the old dude gonna get him.
And they were right. In July of that year, Rex showed up at Bo's grocery store with a shotgun in hand, and Bo, who was in the back of the shop loading groceries through the back door, he turns around and he sees Rex walking up to him. They have this heated confrontation where at some point Rex just raises a shotgun and he fires a shot into Bo's neck. Bo was gravely wounded, but he would survive, and Rex would actually get arrested and would be charged with attempted murder. And it seemed like, for once, maybe Rex was actually going to get what was coming to him. But he didn't. The attempted murder charge was lowered to just assault, and he was given 2 years in prison. But he would only serve 1 day in jail before being released on bond. And as soon as he was out on bond, he went right to his house and he got his rifle that had a bayonet attached at the end of it, and he went right to the tavern in the middle of Skidmore, and he began telling anybody who would listen that he planned to finish the job, i.e. he was going to kill Bo. He described in very graphic detail how he planned to do it, which involved this rifle and this bayonet. Patrons that were at the tavern that saw Rex and heard these claims, they were scared for Bo, and so they left the tavern and they told city leaders about these threats. And so city leaders at this point, they've had enough of Rex, and they decide they're going to host this secret meeting that will not include Rex the following morning. So the next morning comes around, and all these angry residents, they come to this meeting and they begin discussing, how are we going to handle Rex? We can't use police. We can't use politicians. Nothing can be done. So what are we going to do? How are we going to put an end to his reign of terror? And after a while, they came up with a plan.
Oh, shit. Hey, it sounded like they about to do his ass like Freddy Krueger, man. When they found out he was doing shit to them kids, they gonna take his ass to all the police officers and everything, bro. This is probably where Freddy Krueger came from, this dude. He's a terrible dude.
It was done, everybody left the town hall, they got their guns, and they made their way over to the tavern where Rex was seen earlier that morning. About 40 of these armed men surrounded the outside of this tavern, and once they were all in place, another smaller group of men that were all armed walked inside the tavern, and they saw Rex sitting at the bar with Trina sitting right next to him. And so these men, they walk up right behind Rex, uncomfortably close, right behind him, and they just stand there with their guns looking at him. And at some point, Rex turns around and sees them. Yeah. He's about to lash out and start fighting them, but he realizes he's totally outnumbered, and these men that are standing all around him, they look like they mean business. And so he stands up, he grabs Trina, and he brushes past them, trying to act tough, and he walks out of the tavern. When he gets outside, he's taken aback at this additional group of armed men, which is much larger, who are all standing there just looking in at him. And so Rex at this point becomes visibly frightened, but he grabs Trina and he calmly walks out to his truck, which is parked a little ways out.
Don't grab Trina, bro. Don't try, hey, bro. What Trina is a shield. He's gonna try to use her as a shield. I'm telling you. That's crazy.
In front of the tavern, he gets in the driver's side, she hops in the passenger side, and Rex lights a cigarette up, he turns on his truck, and he's about to try to drive away when a gunshot rings out. And Rex immediately slumps forward onto his wheel. One of the Skidmore residents runs up to the truck, they open up the passenger side, and they grab Trina, who was unhurt, pulled her out, and rushed her to safety. Once she was clear, the other residents with their guns just moved in on the truck, and for 20 seconds they opened fire on Rex. After the shooting was over, nobody called an ambulance. Everyone just stood there and watched as the town bully died. In all, there were 46 witnesses that were there when Rex was murdered, but they all said they had either not seen the shooting or they didn't know who the shooter was. And despite a lengthy federal investigation, none of the witnesses ever changed their stories. And so as a result, no one was ever charged with Rex's murder. Years later, a Skidmore resident, when asked what happened here, they just said, that man needed a killing.
What? Hey, that's the realest shit I've heard, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. They band together to get him, man. You know what? This dude is a terrorist, bro. You can't be terrorizing people like that and expect for nothing to happen to you. Like that one dude, the bully that was at was the Waffle House or whatever, and this one dude was paying for everybody's food, but the bully got mad because he ain't paid for his girl food, like the bully's girl food, and the bully came in being all tough and shit, and the dude shot him in the face. And this is a known bully, like a person that pulls out guns on people and stuff like that, got his ass dead in. Leave people alone, bro. Leave people alone. Like, what's wrong with people?
On the morning of March 18th, 1990, a young woman named Karen parked her car just outside of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston, Massachusetts. This famous museum is home to over 15,000 pieces of priceless art from ancient Rome, medieval Europe, Renaissance Italy, Asia, the Islamic world, and 19th century France and America. The outside of this 4-story building is strikingly plain, but inside is strikingly gorgeous. There is this lush green open-air courtyard that sits right in the middle of the museum that all of the galleries look down into. Karen was an art enthusiast, and she was a security guard at this museum, and that day she was on duty. After parking her car, she got out and walked her way over to the employee entrance, and there she pressed the buzzer and announced her arrival to the 2 night shift guards that she would be relieving. But after a few seconds, the night shift guards did not respond to her, and they did not unlock the door. And so after a little while, Karen pressed the buzzer again and said, "I'm here, can you please open the door?" But again, the guards that were on duty did not respond back to her, and the door did not open. This was highly unusual, so Karen left the door, found a payphone, and called the chief of security for the museum, who lived out in town, and told him she couldn't get in the building. And so about 10 minutes later, the chief of security shows up, and he takes Karen, and he walks her around to the other side of the building. He leads her up an outdoor flight of stairs to another entrance to the museum. He pulls out a big ring of keys, he finds the right one, and he opens the door. The entrance they were going through placed them in this dark hallway that stretched out straight in front of them, and then at the very end of the hallway on the right was this very brightly lit room that the door was wide open to, and that was the security office where the guards were supposed to be. And so Karen and the chief, they begin walking down this hallway expecting to get to the end of it and look inside this room and see these guards and get an explanation for why they didn't buzz Karen in the first place. But when they reach the end of the hallway and they look in this office, there's nobody inside of there. And now that they were up close, they could see the door leading into the security office had been smashed open. In fact, the doorknob to this door had been smashed off and was laying on the ground. And then next to it, right in front of them, was this metal crowbar. And then above them, the one camera that would have seen whatever had happened in the hallway, it had been turned around and was facing the wall. So Karen and the chief, they know they've stumbled on something that's probably really bad. They don't know what it is. They don't know if there's still people inside the museum. They don't know where the guards are. So the chief just grabs the crowbar for protection, and he and Karen run into the office and they call police. Although they didn't know it yet, Karen and the chief had just discovered one of the most famous crimes in history. The night before, 23-year-old security guard Rick Abath trudged his way down the walkway towards the employee entrance of the museum. He and another young man named Randy were scheduled to work the overnight shift that night. Rick hated his job at the museum because it was incredibly boring, but Rick didn't really have many other employment opportunities to choose from. He was a guy that had dropped out of music school and spent most of his time smoking marijuana, drinking beer, and playing in his friend's rock band. And so he just kept this job that he hated. Once Rick got inside the museum, he walked over to the office where he found his partner that night, Randy, was already sitting behind the desk. After chatting with him for a few minutes, Rick said he would do the first set of security rounds, and so he grabbed a walkie-talkie and a flashlight and he headed out to the exhibit halls. Almost immediately, a fire alarm went off. Rick went to the area where it was going off and he investigated and did not see a fire, and so he just turned the alarm off. The building was very old, and it wasn't uncommon for their electronics to fail or glitch. And so after this, Rick didn't think much of it. He continued doing his security rounds, and after about 30 more minutes of that, he made his way back down to the security office where he traded places with Randy. Rick took the seat behind the desk, and Randy took the walkie-talkie and flashlight and headed out into the exhibits. About 30 minutes later, while Randy was still doing his security rounds, Rick had his head down on the desk when he heard the sound of the buzzer coming from one of the outside doors. He lifted his head up and he looked at the screen that was connected to the camera, looking down at whoever was outside at this door, and he saw there were 2 police officers standing right outside the door. And so he reached over and he pressed the intercom button and he said, "Hey, can I help you?" And the officers said they were there responding to a disturbance call. Can they come inside? Now, Rick didn't know what this was about. He assumed it must have to do with maybe the fire alarm that had gone off earlier, or maybe somebody outside had seen someone trying to break in and they had called it in. But either way, he felt like it was important enough that he should let them in, even though it was against protocol to allow anyone into the museum after hours, including police. And so the two officers, they come through the doors and they wind up in the hallway right outside of the security office, and there's a window into the security office, so both the officers and Rick can see each other. And the officers immediately say to Rick, "Hey, are you working alone tonight?" And Rick says, "No, my partner is out doing security rounds. He'll be back soon." And so the officers just kind of nod their heads and they're looking around the room for a second. And one of them, as he glances at Rick again, he does kind of a double take and he goes, "Wait a minute. I think I know you. There's a warrant out for your arrest. You need to come out here and show me your ID." So Rick is caught completely off guard, but he just...
This man, they capping, bro. They about to get him. That's crazy as hell. They pose as police officers? I'm speculating at this point.
kind of instinctively does what he's told because it's a police officer. And so Rick stands up, he walks out of the office, he goes out into the hallway, and as he's about to present his ID to the inquiring officer, the officer just grabs him, pushes him up against the wall, and handcuffs him. And so before Rick can say anything, Randy, his partner, comes back from doing his security rounds. He walks into the hall and has no idea what's going on. The other officer, the one that had not handcuffed Rick, grabs Randy and does the same thing, presses him up against the wall and handcuffs him. And so as Randy and Rick are standing there up against the wall with their hands behind their back, they're looking at each other, they're looking around thinking, what's going on here? And at some point, Randy just blurts out, "Why are we being arrested?" And that's when one of the officers just says, "Oh, you're not being arrested. You're being robbed." Rick and Randy were led by the imposter cops down into the basement of this building where they were bound and gagged with duct tape. And then these two thieves proceeded to spend the next 81 minutes walking all around the museum, ultimately stealing 13 pieces of art before destroying the security footage and then fleeing the building. Rick and Randy were discovered unhurt later that morning by police, still tied up in the basement.
Looking stupid.
Despite dozens of suspects, numerous viable theories, and a massive monetary reward, these two art thieves were never caught and remain at large today. As for the 13 pieces of stolen art, one of which includes the extremely rare Rembrandt painting called The Storm on the Sea of Galilee, which is his only seascape in existence, they are still unaccounted for. And combined, they are worth a staggering $500 million. So that's going to do it, guys.
That kind of changed your mind about things, won't it? That them paintings worth what, 500 million? If you had somebody that stupid working at that damn museum, I don't know if he was that I think that was all set up. I think that dude intentionally got that job there and let them in. How y'all feel about that? Like, what y'all thinking? I think he intentionally let those people in. He was a part of it. I think he was a part of it because it just don't go that smooth. You already know protocol and stuff. You're not going to let them in. Give a damn if you're a cop or not. They're not supposed to come in, bro. Like that, he was a part of that setup. Yeah, I wish I could find them damn paintings. 500 million? Shit. I would. Let me not incriminate myself on the internet. I'm about to say, look, I'll do the hit, goddamn shit. I would did it too. But then, how do you get cash for those? He probably sold them to like some private investors or something like that. Whoever got them, they probably sold them to private investors for like half of that. But shit, they still up. That's crazy. That's definitely crazy. Hey, y'all want to do it? Y'all want to do something else? What's up? I'm on here, bro. I got time. You feel me? I got time. I know some of y'all were still at work when I started this. It's probably another problem that happened with the notifications, but everybody told me that they was gonna be able to be here. But I get it though. Probably still has some work to do, and everybody's starting to come in now, but starting to get those notifications, or you just notice you ain't get it. Yeah, I'm gonna start making a few of y'all that I see in here all the time moderators. Yeah, I like Mr. Ballin, man. I'm like Mr. Ballin. Like he's good as fucking telling stories. He's super detailed. Hey, look. Hey, Dre, 500 million cryptocurrency. Look. If you know, you know. If you know, you know, people. If you know, you know. How many of y'all invested in SafeMoon? I'm just trying to make sure y'all know. I'm just trying to make sure y'all know about this. I'm gonna keep bringing it up and get on your nerves. I'm that person. How many of y'all got cryptocurrency, man? Y'all better wake up. That's the easiest way for a regular person to put in like $100 and come out crazy. We're gonna watch another video though. We're gonna turn up. Let me see what we got here. What's next? What y'all want? This nudist terrified a country. What? What? What kind of shit is that? Mr. Nightmare. Okay. I like that. Let's go. I'm gonna try to find one with him. We got all these misters. See what we can find. Oh, let's do this one. All right, bet. Let's get it.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Having moved to his West Texas home not even half a year ago, a 28-year-old viewer who I'll refer to as John sent me this voicemail that he received in August of 2021 from an unknown number. John was going about his night when his cell phone began to ring, and on the screen it said no caller ID. This is rather unusual, as for anybody to come up on someone's phone as no caller ID means they went out of their way to intentionally hide their number. Often doctors will do this to keep their privacy from their patients, but other than this and a few other professional circumstances, this is usually at least a slight red flag. John let the call go to voicemail, not wanting to potentially get stuck on the phone with somebody he didn't want to be talking to. This was the voicemail he received.
Hey, I'm outside your house. I found your info online and I could really use a job. Could you open the door?
The message was short but direct. John immediately thought it was a joke or that they had the wrong number, but naturally he was curious. Either way, he knew he didn't want to open the front door, especially if someone was actually out there. But the man saying that John found his info online made him open up Google and search his own name. The second result on Google led to an online corporation database that listed all of John's public info, including his first and last name, phone number, and new home address.
Oh, shit.
John is self-employed, but for the purpose of tax benefits, he started an S corporation in his name, literally with his name in the title of the business.
Oh, he's stupid.
This means his S corp, along with his name, would eventually be listed on numerous online corporate database websites. Coming to this realization, the voicemail suddenly seemed more legitimate. John went downstairs and inched closer to the front door, trying to be quiet. Someone started to bang on the front door, and a voice from the other side was saying something, but his voice was muffled.
He's got a mask on.
John ignored the knocking until it stopped, but seconds later his phone vibrated again as he received a call, again with a no caller ID message. He ignored it again, incredibly scared. Another voicemail was left. This time there was no talking in it though. The knocking on the front door stopped, but moments later, a knocking from the back door ensued. He took out his phone and started to record again. As he turned on the lights, revealing the silhouette on the other side, the situation became even more real for John. The guy called one more time, and Joe picked up, saying, "I have a gun, and I already called the police." The man on the other end claimed he was just looking for work, and he apologized and hung up. Then the knocking ceased. John contacted the websites displaying his personal information the next day, but they refused to remove the info. So he went through the process of changing his business name to no longer include his actual name. It's very unlikely anybody who's knocking on both your front and back door late at night and calling your number anonymously is there just looking for a job.
Right.
If John opened the door, this probably would have had a much different outcome.
And you know what? Some stupid people like that, like some people open up doors and just be complete idiots, bro. And then you see their ass on the news. Simple.
Received by the girlfriend of viewer Alex Azeri. Alex's girlfriend reached out to him right after hearing it for the first time to get his opinion on it, since his name could slightly be heard in there, to which all he could offer was equal confusion and concern. He assumed it was one of his friends pranking him at first, but after reaching out to all of his friends, they all claimed it wasn't them, and each of them thought it was equally creepy.
I'm trapped in the bottle.
Alex had no outgoing calls, and the person specifically called his girlfriend while mentioning his name, so somehow they must have gotten both of their contact info. Alex and his girlfriend live in different states, and very few people in his life have her number. The voicemail itself is very hard to understand. In the beginning, it sounds like there may be a second person in the background, but it's all very muffled. You can, however, clearly hear that someone is crying into the phone.
I'm trapped in the bottle.
At this point, it sounds as though someone is speaking, though it's very difficult to understand.
Trapped in the
sounds
dark.
like they're saying, "I'm trapped in the dark," although it could be something else. At first, Alex was unsure if this was just a prank, a hacker, or something else, but after receiving this voicemail, Alex claims a number of strange occurrences happened in his house that same day and the following. First, a door upstairs slammed shut randomly while everyone in the house was downstairs eating dinner. Upon inspecting the bedroom, nobody was inside. Alex and his brother also apparently heard what sounded like footsteps coming up the stairs when they were home alone. At first, they considered the possibility it may have been one of their two dogs, until checking and remembering they had a dog gate standing at the bottom of the stairs, preventing them from coming up the stairs. Each time they looked around the hole upstairs and checked the stairway, they couldn't find anyone. The footsteps also didn't sound like those of a dog. They were reportedly heavier and more spaced out, like a person's footsteps. With this happening the same day and one day after receiving this concerning, unexplainable voicemail, Alex believes the occurrences may all be linked. In this video you're about to watch, a couple briefly documents they're listening to two creepy voicemails received on the husband's phone.
Hey man, how are you? Good.
Ready for the big trip?
Ready for the big trip.
Okay, that sounds good.
I don't know, man. This ain't gonna get it, G. You know which one y'all see? 10 months ago, did he stop making videos? Yeah, that ain't gonna get it, G. Yeah, we can find another one, but yeah, but we just ended. I can get back on later. Like we can take a break. Well, how long we been on here? It was like an hour and 18 minutes or whatever. You said let's watch The Tunnel. That's a movie? If that's a movie, I think I've seen that before. Let me see. If we watch movies on YouTube, it has to be a creator that, you know, that posted it on YouTube. I don't want it to come from a big company because, you know, they're gonna copyright you. Hold on. Oh. What is this? Yo, this one? No, this is the movie that I watched. That's just a little analysis. Hold on. I don't know. We can get back on though later, yo. I'm about to hop off here. I got some things to do. Yeah, I get the notification if I do. What is it already? Oh, damn, it's already kind of late out there. Y'all time, okay. Shit. All right, man. We ain't gonna do 4:30, man. We ain't gonna do 4:30. But that's not a good time, man. We came up with that yesterday. That's 4:30 ain't gonna work, y'all. Gonna have to do like 5:30 y'all time. I think that'd be a lot better. You said, do I have ADHD? Nah. That just, I mean, after watching those other videos, those shits was good. I ain't feel like watching something that was just like, you know? Yeah, so what? Can we agree on 5:30? Eastern time. 5:30. Said 6? All right, let's do 6. Let's do 6. Yeah, everybody be good and settled in. So that'll be what? 4 my time. So 6. 6 and up. Okay. All right, bet. Eastern time. But yeah, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this live. We could be on a bit longer tomorrow. Y'all send me recommendations to Instagram. DM me on Instagram. Send y'all recommendations for tomorrow's live. If y'all really want to see certain shit, we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna compile these videos together. I'm gonna have them all up here for us tomorrow, and then we're just gonna rock out with that. All right. Also tomorrow, officially, the Patreon is dropping. I'm gonna actually announce it. Last time I dropped it, I didn't even tell y'all what video, but I'm gonna actually announce it, and then we're gonna do those TV series too as well. But yeah.